Good morning students, welcome to the Aryan Digital Content. This is Priya, your science teacher. In this video I will explain you the chapter number 9 of your NCERT textbook, that is soil. In this chapter we will learn about the soil, the texture of the soil, the types of soil, the formation of the soil and about the soil erosion. So let's take the topic one by one. First question that arises in our mind is, what is soil? Firstly, the soil is the uppermost layer of the earth surface. This is known as soil. The uppermost layer of the earth's surface is known as soil. This layer mainly consists of the sand, mud and the rock particles or the weathered rock particles. Next is, what is humus? Humus, it consists of the decomposed animal or plant remains that is present in the upper layer of the soil. अगर एक definition के तौर पे हम देखें that it consists of the dead and decayed plant and animal remains is known as soil, humus. It is known as humus. Humus is the nutrient rich content of the soil. Next is, what is weathering? The breaking down of the rock particles to form the soil. This process is known as weathering. The wind, water, frost, they are the factors that helps in the transporting of soil to the places. There are two types of weathering or two types of soil formation that occurs, that is physical weathering and the chemical weathering. Physical weathering, it includes the breakdown of the rock particles to form the soil, and the chemical weathering, it includes the formation of the minerals from the ore or the formation of the soil from the mineral or the ore particles. So there are two types of weathering. This is not very important. Next is the, what are the main factors that affects the soil formation? The first factor is the climate. The climate of a particular place, that is the hot, cold or the rainfall, it depends or it affects the soil formation. For example, the more rainfall can favors the soil formation or the less rainfall cannot favor the soil formation. Next is the characteristic of the parent rock. What is the parent rock? It is the original rock from which the soil is formed. So the texture or the amount of the parent rock, it affects the soil formation. The next factor is the slope of land. Slope of land, it consists of two factors, that is climate. The weather conditions of a particular soil like the rain, wind, etc., it plays a very important role in the loosening of the soil, okay, and increasing of pressure can also makes the rocks to be cracked. So rocks are also worn down by the wind. So these are the factors that affect the soil formation. Soil formation mainly it is faster in the hot and humid climate and it is slow in the winter season or the cold and dry environment. These are some of the factors that affects the soil formation. Next is the soil formation stages. There are three stages in which the soil is formed. The first stage is the weathering. This is the breakdown of the rock to form the soil. Weathering, it is in two stages, that is physical weathering and chemical weathering. Firstly, the parent rock, it break down to form the soil, and the next step is the chemical process. In this the soil texture or the soil particles are separated based on their mineral content. The next step is the small rocks that continue to undergo the weathering. They cause large pieces of the perennial rocks. The third step is the minerals and salts. They seep deeper into the ground along with the water. The third is the absorption or the water holding capacity of the soil. For example, the minerals and the salt content, they goes deep inside the soil along with the water. These are the three stages of the soil formation. Next is the the layers of the soil. The layers of the soil contain the topsoil, the subsoil and the bedrock. The topsoil, it is the humus. It is humus. We can say that the top layer is rich in humus. The next is the O horizon, then the A horizon, B horizon and then the bedrock. So इसको एक एक करके हम देखते हैं. सबसे पहले the humus and the topsoil. Humus, as you all know, it is the nutrient rich content or it is the organic component of soil which is formed by the decomposition of leaves and the plant and animal remains by the decomposition process with the help of the microorganisms. The topsoil, it is the uppermost layer of the soil which is visible to us, and this layer consists of human and very fine particles of dust and sand. Next are the horizons. Horizons contain the O horizon, the A horizon and the B horizon. They contains the weathered rocks. They contains the small rock particles, and it is very difficult to dig more than the horizon layer. This line it at which the earth's surface and the sky which appear to meet. The last layer of the soil is the bedrock. This is the lowermost layer and consists of the parent rock. Parent rock is the rock from which the soil is formed, and this layer is mainly consist of the soil. This is the picture of the parental rock which undergoes changes. For example, this is the bedrock. This bedrock be converted into fine rock particles, and this further it convert into humus or the topsoil of the soil. So this is the process in which the parental rock it forms the soil. This is the layers of the soil. The lowermost layer it is called the bedrock. It contains of the parent rock material. Next to this is the gradational contact, or it is the gap between the sea horizon and the bedrock layer. It is the weathered parent material or the bedrock. Sea horizon also contains the 60% of the bedrock. The next is the B horizon. It is the zone of the accumulation of salt, water and various particles. So it is also known as subsoil. Subsoil means next to the topsoil layer. The B horizon it consists of mineral and salts and water. The next, the second uppermost layer is known as the A horizon. It is the zone of leaching, or it is the zone of the decomposition process which consists of the soluble salts. In this horizon, most of the decomposition processes takes place, and it consists of various microorganisms. The uppermost layer of the soil is the O horizon. It is rich in humus and it favors the plant growth. Next, this is, you can say that in the real life we can say that if you see a mountain, you can distinguish it in various layers. For example, the lowermost is the bedrock, then the subsoil, then the topsoil, and the uppermost layer is known as humus. Next is the properties of soil. There are three main properties of soil that is in your syllabus, that is absorption of soil or the water holding capacity of soil. Next is the moisture of soil, and the third is the percolation of water. Percolation, mainly it is the process of a liquid that's flowing passes through a filter. First, we'll take this property one by one. That is absorption of soil. It is the property of the soil by which it holds water, minerals and salts. Second is the moisture of the soil. It represents the water content that is present in the soil, which for example, for paddy we need large amount of water, and for the cultivation of the wheat and gram we need a moderate amount of water. So this depends on the moisture of the soil or the water content of the particular soil. The third is the percolation rate of water, that the amount of water we supply and the amount of water the soil absorbs. This represents the percolation rate of water. So these factors are responsible for the plant growth and the type of crops that we cultivate in the types of soil. Next is the soil erosion. Soil erosion is the process of the removal of the top layer of the soil. So this will happen. So the soil compaction. Soil compaction means the reduction in the air spaces of the soil particles, the low organic matter, reduction in the low organic matter, or the reduction in the humus content, the loss of the soil structure and the soil texture, the poor internal drainage or the poor water holding capacity of a soil, the salinization or the increase in the salt content of the particular soil, and the increase in the soil pH or decrease in the soil pH. These are the problems that affects the soil texture. So these are the factors which are responsible for the soil erosion. As you all know that the surface water, it runoff occurs when there is excess of water on the slope of the land that cannot be absorbed by the soil. So it is trapped on the surface of the soil. When soil is not able to trap the amount of water, it ran off from the slope of land. Next is the type of soil. There are three types of soil, as you all know, that is sandy soil, clay soil and loamy soil. First we will take the sandy soil. Sandy soil, they are often dry in texture, the nutrient deficient, there are not so many nutrients present in this soil, and the fast draining. They cannot hold water as long as possible. So they have very little ability to transport the water from the deeper layers of the soil through the capillary transport. So sandy soil is not considered as fittest to cultivate any kind of crop. The next point is the tillage of the sandy soil. Tillage, as you know, the meaning of the tillage is the preparation of the land for the growing a particular crop. Okay. So the preparation of the sandy soil in the spring season should be avoided in order to retain the moisture in the seed bed. As अगर हम स्प्रिंग सीजन में कोई भी क्रॉप कल्टीवेट करते हैं सैंडी सॉइल पे, तो वो क्या होता है, उसका मॉइस्चर कंटेंट कम कर देता है. सो वी शुड अवॉइड दिस प्रैक्टिस इन द स्प्रिंग सीजन. The next is the clay soil. Clay soil, it is a very fine grained natural rock. It is formed from the natural rock, and it is a soil material that combines one or more clay materials with the traces of metal. The water holding capacity is very large in this soil. The moisture content is very large in this soil, and the air spaces are very less in the clay soil. So the variable amounts of water trapped in the mineral structure depending on the content of the soil. Clay can appear in various colors. Clay soil can be found in various colors, for example white, grey, brown or orange and red. So there are various kinds of clay soil. The last is the loamy soil. Loamy soil, it is considered as the best soil to cultivate any type of crop. Loam is the soil, it composed mainly of the sand and the clay, both the particles. Okay, so it is mainly used in farming. Loamy soil is considered as ideal for gardening and agriculture uses because it retains nutrients well. The water holding capacity of loamy soil is very good, and while and also the water drainage or the percolation rate of the loamy soil is also large than the as compared to the sandy soil and the clay soil. So loamy soil is the best soil for cultivating any kind of crop. This is the, you can see in the picture, the texture of the sandy soil, clay soil and the loamy soil. This is the sandy soil, as you can see it is dry in texture. ठीक है, एयर स्पेसेस बहुत ज़्यादा होते हैं इसके अंदर, इसलिए क्या है, वाटर ड्रेनेज कैपेसिटी बहुत कम होती है, इसकी वाटर होल्डिंग कैपेसिटी भी बहुत कम होती है. ठीक है, लोमी सॉइल में इसमें सैंड पार्टिकल और क्ले पार्टिकल दोनों होते हैं. वाटर होल्डिंग कैपेसिटी इसकी मॉडरेट होती है. ठीक है, मॉइस्चर भी मॉडरेट होता है, दैट्स व्हाई इट इज़ कंसिडर्ड बेस्ट फॉर दी फार्मिंग. क्ले सॉइल में देखो वाटर कैपेसिटी बहुत ज़्यादा है, वाटर ड्रेनेज कैपेसिटी बहुत ज़्यादा है, न्यूट्रिएंट्स बहुत ज़्यादा है. So it is not very good for the cultivation of crop. So these are the three types of soil. Next is the what are the factors of the soil erosion and how can we prevent the soil erosion. Firstly, the deforestation or the cutting of the clearing of trees for any other purpose, and the overgrazing of the animals in the soil or the top layer of the soil. The flood and heavy rainfall, the large amount of water, it leads to the weakening of the top layer of the soil and the improper farming. These all factors, they are responsible to prevent the soil erosion in any particular place. Or these are the factors which are responsible for the soil erosion. As deforestation, it decreases the nutrient content of the particular soil. The overgrazing, it removes the upper layer of the soil, and the heavy rainfall, it also removes the upper layer of the soil. Improper farming, it reduces the nutrient content of the soil. So they are responsible for the soil erosion. So how can we prevent these practices so that the soil erosion can be prevented? The first step is planting more and more trees and cut less trees. We can say that reforestation can be done to prevent the soil erosion. That is the restocking of the old trees that are being cut down. Next is the overgrazing in the same patch of land. Overgrazing in a particular land again and again should be avoided, so that the soil can retain its moisture. The last step is the terrace farming. Terrace farming is a very common method in the hilly areas, so it should be adopted more and more to prevent the soil erosion. This is your chapter number 9. I hope you have understood well, and if you have any problem, you can contact me anytime. Thank you very much.